Hello, and welcome to the Resilient Leader's Journey, a podcast where we navigate the challenging currents of growth and change. My guest today in studio is Vinu Malik. Vinu is the former founder and president of Fuel Belt and most recently created Super Seltzer. Vinu, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Trent. Nice intro.
Thanks. My first question to you is, Vinu, I know you've been playing golf for 15 years. Why do you suck so much?
I should play more like you. You're quite a golfer, okay? I've learned a lot from you. Mostly a lot of bad jokes.
Yeah, probably a lot of bad jokes. Vinu, one of the things I think about you is you are a brand builder. Fuel Belt could be looked at the same way as Kleenex or Xerox. It was so ubiquitous throughout the racing community. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can describe what it was and how you came up with that concept.
So, a long time ago, it's got to be 23 years ago, maybe even 25 years ago, I was an active endurance athlete like you. We did a lot of training and racing, and I was on my 13th Ironman. And what I found was I was dehydrating, and I was having trouble with cramping and all kinds of things. So I needed a way to carry my drinks. So I came up with an idea that put multi-bottles around an elastic webbing belt. And I took that and I started to use it. It worked for me. And I said, well, maybe others would take an interest in it. I got laughed out of the entire sports world because nobody wanted to carry their own drinks. They'd always hide their bottles in the woods. So over time, I just stuck with it. So like your theme of resiliency, you take a lot of no's before you get to yes. What happened was I ended up making a bunch of these products, sending them to some of the best athletes in the world, and then somebody won the Hawaii Ironman on television, and my sales went from 1 or 2 a week to 70 a day, and it just kept escalating.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
How many failure models did you have, do you think, before you found what you would say is that first big seller?
It really started with one product, and I just committed to that one.
Okay.
But because of the success of not quitting in that first 6 months, I was able to generate some money. And the first thing was the first sale that came in, I said, I can go across the street and order a pizza. That's how far back we are, right? Like I just made like $12. And then it goes, it escalates, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I can make other products because I have new product ideas.
Sure.
And then you start to say, okay, how are you going to scale this or grow it? It started out online when the web just started. Mm-hmm. And then I focused on retail stores, and retail started to grow, and you get sales teams, and then it just starts to materialize.
Very cool. How did you build your brand? The idea behind a fuel belt, and it was a belt with fuel for you. But how do you create that and sit that into people's minds?
Well, it helped a lot that I was an athlete myself. And once I started the business, I actually became a better athlete. And so my race results became really good. And so I kind of went from, I'm really suffering not being able to finish these races, feeling that great, to all of a sudden winning an age group or being in the top in the age group and then qualifying for Hawaii, which is the world championship for Ironman racing. And I did that 7 times. So that credibility matched up with the business trajectory.
Sure.
And when you're kind of in that mode, all of a sudden the other industry people pay a lot of attention. And then we also worked with a lot of the professional athletes. So as I grew, I reinvested back in the business constantly, in people, in athletes, in marketing, mostly partnerships with the media was a big one.
Right.
I never paid full price for anything because they were all friends.
You were cheap.
I treated everybody well. That's the key, honestly. That's the
To help our audience, an Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, 112 bike, followed by a full 26.2 mile marathon, and help them. How many Ironman have you completed?
36.
36. Just pretty impressive. Yeah. And what I'm understanding is that your passion for sports dovetailed with your passion for business to help build both better.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. There's a quote that somebody has, and they'd say it much better than I will, but it's you could never tell the difference between my work and my play. It just was blended.
How wonderful.
And my whole life's actually been like that.
Very cool.
So I live pretty, higher than I would have ever expected.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
At some point, you need to start hiring employees.
Yeah.
How did that change what you were doing from just being a passion play to actually having to run a business?
Well, I think that when you're the founder and you're the one who started everything from day one, you've done every job there is. To make the most out of my time, I need to focus on the strengths that I had and delegate to others. The challenge is not everyone's going to go 1,000% like you. Managing people turned out to be one of the bigger challenges that I had in trying to understand everybody's strengths and weaknesses and how to communicate and motivate them.
And so give me some examples of what motivation looks like to you? Monetary, non-monetary?
I always lead with empathy first. If I can understand my people, my team, my partners, whoever it is, I treat everybody well, and I always have time to listen. And when I do, I always follow up too. If somebody's got something going on, it means something to me. I genuinely care. So as a leader, they know I'm going to be there. They could knock on my door at 2 a.m., I show up.
Sure. Wonderful answer. What made running the business hard for you? What was one of the tasks that wasn't part of your 100% that you wanted to find somebody to do better for you?
Definitely finance. Yeah. There's always the visionary, and then there's the moneymaker and the dream crusher. So that happened to be my wife.
No.
Yeah.
Did you just hear you say your wife is the dream crusher?
Oh my God, that was her nickname. Her nickname was the dream crusher.
And so why did you look at, not your wife Anne, as finance as a dream crusher versus a visionary? So how did that roadblock come up for you?
I had, every year I'd have a third-party CPA come in, and they'd just do a third-party audit, because we're not CPAs.
Right.
But Anne did a phenomenal job. She did such a great job that the guys would say, you're better than 75% of our in-house CPAs, which is to her credit. I would always say, we're going to do this and this and this, and this is what we're doing. And the CPA guy would say, he'd look over at Anne and just be like... And finally he says to me, I mean this respectfully, but there's something to be said for appreciating what you have.
Okay.
Meaning pump the brakes.
Yes.
You got young kids now. And so we walk him out. I turn around and I look at Anne. And what the hell did he just say? And I was so pissed, but she was right.
Okay.
She agreed with that.
So this created what I'll call some functional conflict inside your business. How do you manage other types of functional conflict?
Most of it is communication, and you can't hold things in, and it just builds resentment if you're not truly communicating. And it happens to be a strength for me. So I think I was able to avoid generally most of those areas that you can't control certain things, but what you can control, attitude, your communication level, the way you treat people. What you can't control are things like the economy, tariffs. You can't control the cost of production sometimes. But you also can be creative and figure things out.
Sure. You start a small business. It's you, then it's a couple. How big did you get to? 20 or so at your peak?
Yeah, I think we had probably 15 in-house, and then all these additional partners, sales reps all over the country, the 3PL team, production. It was a lot of people. I think we were probably around, all in, about at least 60 to 70 people all touching the business.
And how did that change your leadership style from you're 100% and now you have to divide your time, allocate, delegate your time? How did you go through that process?
Again, I focus on what I was best at. That was establishing partnerships, product development, marketing, design. Those are the areas I excelled at. So I made sure that we at least had the best people for the other areas of the business. And again, weekly meetings, daily meetings, that's how you do it. You got to be connected.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Can you tell me what you think defines an effective leader?
Well, I think the leader, again, back to empathy, that's a big bucket for me. I think you have to have some clear vision, because people will follow you and they will do what you want them to do if they believe in you. So if you don't have that skill, it's going to be a challenge.
Sure.
We rarely had any turnover, anybody leaving. People just stayed. They loved it. We had such a good time. So fun was a big, big factor. And part of that, just because I like to have a good time and I love a good laugh. So every day is like that when you walk in.
Sure.
Not every day. I mean, some days are
grinds.
all business.
Yeah,
but
sure,
yeah.
Absolutely. One of the things that I knew when I first met you, you had this great sense of confidence about you. But I've also learned that you're quite humble. And how do you think other leaders try to balance this level of humility and confidence? Is that an easy thing to do?
Well, confidence comes from doing hard things. You have been through a lot. You're the most resilient person I know. Think about your story. I know the sports you've done and what you continue to do. So those hard, difficult sports really build confidence because you've done it. No one can say you haven't done something difficult. Sure. Most people haven't done something difficult. So then you layer in things like sports, starting a business. Not to go down a rabbit hole, but my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, given 1 month to live, and here we are 11 years later.
Right.
That builds resiliency, and that builds confidence because you've been through a lot of storms. So the next one, it's not that bad.
Interesting. So by saying the more you've seen, the harder you become, the more resilient you become.
Yeah, I think you've been around the block. The sun's going to come out again.
Tomorrow.
That's what Annie tells me.
That's where she said it. She's right. That's his wife's name. Probably not the same Annie, though.
No.
So one of the challenges that I think we have in business is how we consistently make ourselves fresh and how we don't just fall back into what we're most comfortable with. How do you keep doing that in your business?
Well, now we're in the middle of a new startup, so we took a lot of time off, both to take care of Anne. Mm-hmm. That took a lot of energy and effort from me to manage the family. But to get involved with seeing the world differently when you take a break from the network that you knew, and now I'm entering a newer channel. But the same principles apply because all the people that I used to work with are now running the show because they're older.
Right.
And I found that while I thought I was sort of aging myself out of another startup, I'm not.
Right.
I'm way in it, way deep.
Very cool.
It's shockingly exciting.
So do you think, there are entrepreneurs that have gone to business. Is it necessary to have some type of break there to kind of flush one out so that way you can be inspired for the next one? Or do you think most serial entrepreneurs just have 6 or 7 ideas ready to go and just look to pounce on when the opportunity is available?
I don't know about having that many ideas. Everybody has an idea. It's the people who really act on it and stick with it that they can turn it into something. It's easy to quit. It's easy to run out of money. It's easy to say, to have doubt. But now I find that having an idea is one thing. Believing in yourself, I put all my money on me. And I bet on me every time. I bet on Anne. That's it. So, this phrase went around last year, whatever. Like, no one's coming for me. No one's going to bail me out. I don't have anybody coming for me. I just got to rely on us.
Well, I know I told you a year ago I always bet on you. I'd be happy to bet on you.
Thank you.
You didn't ask for my money, but that's okay. I was willing to give it. But let's talk about your newest venture.
Yeah.
Now you went back. And so it's called Super Seltzer.
Super Seltzer.
And maybe you can give our audience a little understanding of what it is, please.
So in the last business, we made all the gear that transported your hydration when you were working out. This time, we had been waiting for a long time for someone to come up with a seltzer water that had something meaningful in it, because all seltzer waters have zero nutritional value, right? 0 calories, 0 anything, just bubbles and flavor. So we went to town and mapped out a plan to come up with our ideal drink, and that would be a seltzer water flavored with electrolytes and vitamins. And our tagline is better than zero.
Better than zero.
Yeah.
Better than...
So it was so exciting. We found a formulation team. They were the folks behind Muscle Milk. Did a lot of experience. And we just started to build from there. A referral to a co-packer. Blah, blah, blah. Everything, though, is just Ann and I, two of us.
Right. So it's time. Let's go.
So let's
show
you what you got here.
Okay. Go ahead, Vinu. I'll let you walk it through. Now, we have to be careful because the largest part of our audience is listening. They're not watching. Yeah. So go ahead and describe what you're holding.
All right. So I'm holding a 6-pack that I brought over for Trent because...
That's how I drink it.
Yeah, and you can't come empty-handed to his house. We have 6 flavors, and we've got tangerine, grapefruit, watermelon, berry lemonade, grape, and lemon lime. And what we did is we worked with a co-packer who, the formulation team that kept sending us samples. And honestly, for 3 months, we said, boy, I don't think we're getting this right. It doesn't taste great.
Can I crack one open?
Yeah, please.
All right, let's do it.
And then...
This is the sound of it. Refreshing.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers to you. That's delicious. I'm having the... I hate grapefruit, but this is delicious.
Really? You picked the grapefruit?
I didn't know it was grapefruit. I thought it was like berry.
The berry lemonades. You want this one?
No, yeah, well, yeah. Those open sores don't mean nothing. Don't worry.
Gross. That's good. That's a top seller.
That's delicious. That is right.
All right, so we did everything ourselves. We had, the way Ann and I work, the other talent she has is she's great with design. She would not say that, but she is. This is great.
Will she say that she's a dream crusher?
She's definitely still a dream crusher.
Okay, but won't say she's good at design.
So she made all these labels. We sit there, we hammer out what we like, what we don't like. And then we went to town. We made 18,000 units in June, and we sold out of them in 2.5 months.
Outstanding.
Yeah, mostly through Amazon.
Yeah.
Some local accounts here just to build the local scene. But really, our goal is to go to scale and mass market.
Outstanding. This is exciting for you.
So back to my point about the folks that I used to know, all my social capital, those people have grown up and they're running the show. So here's a good one. I can say this.
Of course.
So I did a distribution deal with Starbucks a long time ago.
Okay.
And we put their instant coffee called Via at all the run and bike shops around the country. That guy was on the marketing team that I did the deal with. They were pumped about it. We liked it. Great name recognition. I reached out to him like a month and a half ago. Mm-hmm. Do you know who he is today?
Isn't he the new CEO?
He's the CEO of Starbucks International.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think his name now.
I don't want to say his name.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good guy to know.
So anyway, he puts me in touch with the team, and all of a sudden they're reviewing it.
Outstanding. This is how it gets done. So let's talk about this building network, because this didn't happen. Your network isn't built over a year. It's built over 2 decades of it together and maturing these. And so what do you consider to be one of the most important things about building a network for you?
I think if I were thinking about why are these people so responsive? Because I never really asked anybody for anything. So I treat them well. But at some point, if I need to call you, you might remember how well we got along.
Sure.
And you'd be willing to do something for me if I needed it.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, that's what I'm planning today.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, hey, I can introduce you to so-and-so. And every day I try to score one big introduction. And every day I get one. It's strange.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So as a leader, how much outreach are you making to develop and build your network?
Every day.
Every day.
Big chunk of my day now.
Right.
Because if I have, I got a Target and a CVS and a Sweet Green on the table, the odds of them going, happening are pretty slim. But if one does, everyone falls in line.
Right.
So I'm on the hunt. And not everybody wants to leave the cave and go hunt.
Well, that's the hardest part, isn't it? That's getting out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's where Ann will say, that's why I do operations and finance. This is your job.
That's funny. The famous study that was done in the early 60s that identified these 6 degrees of separation, right? And what they found, this was a study that was done by mailing letters from Omaha to Boston. And they found how many people on average it takes to get to know somebody. This is before social media. But what they found was that there are a couple of nodes that all the traffic channeled through. Have you had these types of nodes as relationships that you lean on and they open doors for you? Or is it something you have to go find people individually?
It's a few different buckets, but it is exactly that. So my old world in the endurance channel, I thought, man, I'm not sure how that can help. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if I take the same playbook I used for Fuel Belt, which was grassroots efforts,
right?
You get people tasting it, trying it.
Sure.
So, for example, I go to Newport 2 days ago.
Right.
I pop into the run store.
Okay.
Old friend, like known him a long time ago. And he says, "You are now the hydration partner for Run Newport." And they have a run every Tuesday night with over 100 people that show up.
Okay.
So I went over and dropped off a bunch of cases, and everybody loves it.
Outstanding. Why wouldn't they?
And so that world of mine, if I replicate that model times 500 teams around the country, all of a sudden you're building a little momentum on a grassroots level while I'm still trying to now go after these big targets that come from
no pun intended target.
Right. But I'm introduced to some of them from sort of my newer world and newer friendships over the last 12 years.
Right. It's how much does storytelling and your ability as a storyteller matter as an entrepreneur?
Well, this one's probably the bigger storytelling experience for us because people get used to paying 40, 50 cents for a seltzer. This is not that. But a poppy soda is like $3. What's the difference between, why? Are electrolytes really that more expensive? Is it? Okay, so when you first start, your production costs are very high because you're only making 100,000 units. But when you get to 2 million units, it's all scale.
Walter's Law.
So telling the story of differentiating yourself in a generally crowded beverage space is a challenge. Within our channel, we see tons of white space for what we are doing. So we believe in our message. It's just getting it out there.
Sure. Yeah. Do you consider yourself to be a good storyteller?
Not like you.
I wasn't looking for a comparison.
Not like you.
I wasn't looking for a comparison.
Fiction. Not like you.
Funny. What's one character trait that you believe that leaders often overlook, but is crucial for lasting influence?
I come back to just treat people well.
Okay.
Because when you don't, everybody remembers it.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
You're. It's like character versus charisma, right? You have charisma. You also have character. Your character because you also have done hard things, right? But your integrity, like those three, character and integrity, if you have that, then your team's going to go to battle and they'll be in the foxhole with you.
Sure.
Or they want you in the foxhole. And if you just have charisma and you say nice things but you don't really deliver, people see right through that.
People know it. And how you treat people, the former mayor of Providence, Buddy Cianci, would have said, be careful that the toe you step on today may be connected to the ass you kiss tomorrow.
So true.
My last question for you. Who is your favorite fictional character?
I don't play fiction. All right. Who? Fiction?
Fiction. Reading, movies, television.
Man, that's a tough one.
Okay. Well, it's supposed to be tough. Maybe
who's yours?
You a little bit. Deadpool.
That guy. That guy's awesome.
Why do you like Deadpool? Why do you like what about him resonates with you?
He's got the justice factor. Like, take care of the bad guys. Right from wrong.
Right from wrong.
Yeah.
Morality. Yeah. He's morality first. With a sense of humor about it.
Very fun sense.
Fun sense of humor.
So that would be my guy.
Okay. And the fact that he's impervious to fire and bullets and all that stuff doesn't hurt either, right?
No. In fact, I'm going to probably dress up as that guy.
Deadpool next week for Halloween. Sounds great. Well, Vinu Malik, founder and creator of Super Seltzer. It's been wonderful to have you here today with us.
Thanks.
I greatly appreciate having you. And friends, resilient leaders, difficult times, and it's tough navigating. But with one tack or another, we can get there together. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe. Go ahead, tell a friend about it. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you can find us on our YouTube channel. And if you like us, please click subscribe. Tell a friend about it so they can be in on it too. Vinu Malik, great to have you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Be well, folks. Take care.